Hello, my lively lovelies. Welcome to Alive with Aaliyah. I'm Aaliyah. I wanted to talk a bit today about my day outside, some stuff with the garden, about life and death, life cycles, wildlife, human interactions. So two things happened today. One, I came across a number of finches, 3 finches that were deceased. And 2, I've been working on butterfly habitat, and I have a few caterpillars. I had 2 chrysalises, and then today I got to see one of the caterpillars transition to a chrysalis. So start off with the sad part and then get back to the up note with the butterfly chrysalis. My heart's so broken today, discovering these 2 goldfinches and 1 house finch that were deceased. And I wanted to try to figure out what had happened so that I could prevent it from happening again. So I looked them over real close and didn't look like predator, no signs of disease, 2 different species. So I thought, something environmental, toxin, poison, that sort of thing. So they're actually doing some yard work. They're redoing their yard next door. And so I went, this is unlike me, I went up and I approached one of the gentlemen who was a contractor on the job, and told him, I'd had some birds died, and asked him if there was anything they were using that, that would be poisonous to birds, and he didn't think so. And so I went back to my day, and then the homeowner, she was burying a bird that she had found, and so I, told her about what was happening over here, and to see if she had any thoughts. And it was most of the birds had died like between our fences on one side or the other, and she didn't know. So I was concerned and I didn't know what to do, so I ended up taking down my bird feeders, at least near that area. Sometimes I just feel so responsible because I made the wildlife garden and I feed the birds, and this is the first time I've had something this disastrous happen. And I feel responsible because I brought them here, and something bad happened to them that I couldn't protect them from. And I understand that they're wild and there's not a lot I can do, but I think I am doing stuff. Like I participate in the National Wildlife Federation's wildlife habitat certification. I have the sign out front, so I'm promoting education by having information about making yards safe and healthy for wildlife. So I hope that people think about that and think about making their yards wildlife friendly, and choose options that won't be hazardous to local wildlife. So and I did bring it up with them just to see what I could find out, and I don't actually have any idea if it has anything to do with their landscaping project. It could be anything. I really don't know. But the best I can do is, make decisions here on my home and my property that are safe for wildlife, and to try to gently spread the word about other people doing that as well. One thing that always drives me nuts, that happens a lot around here, is you'll get these pest control folks going around door to door saying, oh, we're doing a job here, we're doing their job there, we'll give you a discount if you do pest control with us tomorrow, all of our products are safe and they're non-harmful to, obviously they're harmful to the pests. And I always say no, and I try to explain that I'm trying to use organic methods and beneficial insects and really limit or minimize my use of pesticides. And they're respectful of that, but I find that I frequently, after those folks come around, I start finding dead bees on the sidewalks and around, and that always breaks my heart because it's hard for me not to think that they're using pesticides to kill bees in the neighborhood. But again, I make good decisions. I try to make the best decisions I know how to here at my home. I research as best as I know how, and just gently try to spread the word and let people know that if we're careful, we can really keep our neighborhood safe for birds and bees and all of that. And for the butterflies, right? So many pesticides will kill the caterpillars. And if we want to keep our butterflies alive, we have to take care of our take care of our caterpillars. Gosh, today I was so worried that a lot of my milkweed, I was worried, what if it got something on it that would hurt the caterpillars there. I have a small little habitat where I have some caterpillars, but I leave a lot of the milkweed alone, and I have a huge patch that I can't even see all of it. And just yesterday there were 2 caterpillars I saw in different areas that I didn't bring in because I figured I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I'm still figuring it all out with the butterfly caterpillar habitat, and I want to have a better understanding and some success before I take on too many caterpillars. So I let these 2 caterpillars be. And so today with the bird deaths, I got very worried about my caterpillars dying, so I went looking for the caterpillars. And I found one, and he didn't appear to be impacted by any sort of poison, but he was on the ground with his antenna all caught up in spider webs and just like pinned back to his body. And I was just like, no, what have I done? I abandoned you yesterday and look what happened to you. I was just, I felt so guilty. So I spent a lot of time with him or her, whatever, and tried so hard to get the spider web off, and it was really difficult because if you tug on the spider web, it would pull on the antenna and the whole caterpillar would move. So I found some little baby scissors and I tried to trim away at it, and I didn't take video of any of this stuff because I was really worried and just trying to take care of it as soon as possible. He started moving around and stuff once I got it off, and I couldn't get all of it off. There's still a little bit on one of his antennae. So I did bring him into the habitat after all, and he just crawled straight onto a leaf of milkweed and started going around. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's okay. I was so happy. It was like intense emotions through me. I get very worked up about the welfare of the wildlife. Take it very seriously. I love the caterpillars and the butterflies and the birds. I was pretty happy about that, especially after the sadness of losing those birds and having to take my feeders down. Like, taking my feeders down is so sad because the birds keep coming and they try to land where the feeders are, and they're all upset, like, where is it? And I did put some, leave one up and move the ones to a very remote, far away area where I'm hoping to be far away from any trouble. But again, I don't know where the trouble is, so who knows? So anyway, so since I was out there messing with the caterpillars, I saw that one of my caterpillars was hanging from the little sticky part that they make. My first two caterpillars that turned into chrysalis, I didn't get to see that happen. I was gone each time. So I've been waiting for it and trying to watch for it. So I sat out there and I watched and he's like wriggling around and he's doing all this stuff. And I'm like, when is he gonna do the thing? You know, he looked really ready to go. And like I turned away and I looked at something else for a moment. That's always the way, isn't it? Then I turned back around and there he started. He was, his green little chrysalis was emerging from the bottom and his little caterpillar skin was kind of squiggling on up like he was crawling out of his sleeping bag. Oh my goodness. And you know, it took only a few minutes and he managed to get off all the old caterpillar skin, and then just a squiggly little green chrysalis was left behind. That was really, really cool to see that for the first time. I've never seen that before, and you know, it just makes me feel better, I guess, about the cycle of life, and that, you know, you win some and you lose some. That's kind of the nature of things, and you know, I'm trying to protect the monarchs from predators and spider webs and you know, whatever else out there will keep them from reaching butterflyhood. And I'm not really doing the best at preventing them from getting that OE. So, you know, just because they make it to the chrysalis stage, you know, I still don't know if they'll become successful butterflies. We have to wait and see. And that's kind of why I haven't been videoing and posting a lot about the butterflies, as I feel, you know, maybe I'll save that for when I know what I'm doing and still learning. But you know, we do our best to do the best we can for the wildlife and try to keep learning. One of the things I'm going to do with the birds is to try to protect them more from local cats. I love cats. You've seen my cat maybe in the other videos. She does not go outside, she's strictly indoor. But when I was little, we had indoor-outdoor cats, and they would bring home all sorts of things they'd caught, and I spent many a night trying to nurse some poor wounded creature back to health, only to have them die on me in the wee hours. So that really hits home for me that cats are predators, that they are not local to this ecosystem, and that they're killing the birds. It might seem like nature, it's certainly the cat's natural instinct, and you shouldn't be mad at the cat, but this is not exactly a natural process through and through. This is a very human intervention kind of process. So, you know, I choose to keep my cat indoors. I cannot control other people and what they do with their cats. I already have some of these like motion sensors that make a high-pitched sonic noise to make the cat go out of the vicinity, and I'm going to put some more of those up, and I'm going to maybe put some things on top of my fence so that they won't walk on top of the fence. So I just, you know, want to prevent the cats from coming and hunting the birds just here in my area, and then hopefully, you know, the rest of the neighborhood can do what they do, and I will focus on protecting my little corner of the world. So that is my plan, and I think, you know, things are looking good with the caterpillars, and I can keep going with that. It's just kind of a lot. I don't know, I took it really, really hard today. I cried. I definitely cried over those birds. It broke my heart. And I feel really thankful that the caterpillars seem to be doing all right, and that's making me feel a lot better. I'm really glad that that caterpillar that got all spiderwebbed is okay, and then I got to see chrysalis get formed. So I am going to keep fighting the good fight about supporting local wildlife, and you know, especially the bees, the pollinators, the butterflies, and then of course the birds as well. I love them so much. They bring me so much joy. It's wonderful to experience them out in the garden. I love hearing the birds wake me up in the morning. Well, they don't wake me up when I wake up. They're the first thing I hear, and I can see them out my window, and they just fly around and make me so happy. So I'm so thankful to them, and I'm gonna do my best to help support them. All right, this has been Alive with Aaliyah. Please be sure to click like and subscribe. Live in love with life.